So, wow, interesting coloured spread with so much kind of illumination of nighttime or energies of that colour black. Now, black is all colours. So I think for you guys, before we even start, we will do a little bit of colour black because it's an incredibly interesting reading with so much black really popping out. It says that the colour black relates to the hidden, the secretive, and the unknown, and as a result, it creates an air of mystery. It keeps things bottled up inside, hidden from the world. In colour psychology, this colour gives protection from internal emotional stress. It creates a barrier between itself and the outside world, providing comfort while protecting its emotions and feelings and hiding its vulnerabilities, insecurities, confidence. Black is the absorption of all colour and the absence of light. Black hides while white light brings to light. Black covers and white uncovers. We all use black at various times to hide from the world around us in one way or another. Some of it use to hide weight, others among us use it to hide our feelings or fears or insecurities. So it also means power and control and hanging on to things rather than giving out to others. So it seems it's very much about you controlling a situation or a feeling or a direction or something in your life. You're taking hold of it and you're either holding it or holding on to it, possibly. It could very much be emotional kind of stress or trauma for some of you. Now remember, these are general readings. So if you wanted to have a private reading, you'd have to follow the link below the video and make contact with me personally. And for those of you who this doesn't resonate with, then remember to also check your rising and your moon signs as well. So we will be reading down the columns, and we will start from this column over here. We have the Justice card, which is a major arcana. Then we have the Seven of Wands, and we have Archangel Michael, and it says trusting in heaven. And it says you are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to appear or to occur. So I'll just focus on the bottom line for a little while because the camera can't actually make a field focus on all of the cards. The depth of field is too vast. So let me just play with that a little bit. The Justice card is often a karmic card, and it comes to us at a time to remind us that cycles in life are ever changing. And that whole top row up there with the 2 10s and the 9 and even the Justice card seem to be very much about some sort of completion of a cycle and moving you into somewhere else or something else. Now, the karmic Justice card often portends that things will go in your favour and that balance could be coming back into your life, or there's a need to reinstate balance one way or another. This can be at the thinking and thoughts level. It can also be at the physical body level. So some of you may have been literally through some sort of physical trauma, and you might be slowly coming out of that. And this could be a vast range of different things, such as operations that required to give you back a degree of health. It could have been things like cancer therapy treatments. It could have been unexpected accidents or something that have taken your health away from you, or it could be long-term implicated health issues that are slowly starting to come right as well. Now, it doesn't just have to be health. It can be emotional kind of energies. For some of you might have been stuck in a passage of anxiety or depression, and this could be being sorted out and worked through. So there's many different reasons why you get these cards in a reading and why they all appear clumped like that. But the Justice card definitely talks about karmic cycles and coming to a completion, and it's coming round to favour you. Some of you may have even had to go to court over a legal battle of some sort. This could be a personal issue. There could have been a crime involved. It could be that you are the victim or you are the perpetrator. There could also be family court custody battles, and this might be about losing children or trying to fight for them, or it could be about businesses as well. There could be a dissolving of a business, going bankrupt, or things along those lines, losing a job even. So it's a very vast reading with far-reaching tentacles that I can't really necessarily tie down individually in a reading like this. But that's the basic stimulus of the Justice card. And I actually think it's quite a good one to have as your first card of the reading for the month. Underneath it says stand your ground, and that Seven of Pentacles talks to us about the fact that if you've been trying to get your point across, or you've been trying to get a project activated, or do something, or go somewhere, or fire yourself up, it's saying don't give up now, because things are coming around to full circle. And that's exactly what this whole column is suggesting. Justice is coming. Don't back down now. Keep going. And this is trusting in heaven and that miracles do occur. So that column itself is actually a very powerful one with a lot of positive energy to start the beginning of your reading. This next one with the reversed Ten of Wands and then the Magician, one of my very favourite cards, about new awareness, new beginnings, new awakenings, and then Serapis Bay, which is Ascension, and it says, move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. So it's kind of nice that Serapis Bay has hopped into the reading, because we've mentioned the darkness or the colour black, and Serapis Bay is just reaffirming this at a great level, saying, you know, if you've got doubts or worries, self-doubts in particular, lacking confidence or lacking something that you think you've done or you want to do, or you don't think you can accomplish something, don't doubt it. You know, and this could be things like, for those of you who are going into a new career, you're doubting that you could be successful. What about some of you out there who might be embarking on a really big physical pursuit, like doing a marathon or doing a massive mountain hike, or going sailing on a yacht for 2 months? You know, all of those things create self-doubt. Can I do it? Can I get through it? Well, the answers are focus on the positives and focus on the outcome that you want, and not on the little worries that niggle away in the back of our minds and create that bad talk that goes on in our heads. You know, the reverse Ten of Wands often indicates to us that you're feeling possibly overburdened, and we see that with these three here in a row. And it can be that you sort of are losing trust in yourself and sometimes others around you as well, and you feel that there might be a bit of deception going on. Now, it could be that you could be correct about that, and we sometimes see that when this card appears as well. And certainly if we were reading across the lines, across the rows here, it would kind of give the inference that maybe something has been going on behind your back and someone has been dishonest with you, and you've had a feeling about this for some time. It could be work or in personal relationships, but the wheel is turning, and they're either going to be found out or caught out, or something is going to come in your favour. It's just a matter now of timing and waiting for it all to turn around or be exposed. So this can be very much about not necessarily taking too many steps, but pacing things out. And if it's feeling as though it's overextending you or pushing you too hard, you need to think of your own health most definitely, and take some time out and recuperate or re-energize or revitalize your body and your mind as well, particularly when you get cards like that all in one go. But coming back down here to the awareness card, the Magician is about new beginnings and magic being in the air. So, you've got some pretty big cards that have turned up even in the major arcanas. It's related to going back to the eclipses that we had in February, because we've got this beautiful big moon here. So the moons may have played a part for you back in February to either push you in a certain direction about, getting to this point, or making a decision about changing or addressing situations with people within your life. All of these things could be going on. But certainly when the magician appears, there is opportunity around you to have magic occur, and this can be in any area of your life. Again, this can be in finances, health, relationship, ability to be creative and manifest new riches in your life at many, many levels. And we have this again down here with the message where Serapis Bay is saying, the light is here, move into your true self. In particular, Sagittarians, if you've had anyone else who has been not allowing you to shine your light, and if there has been someone else in your life that has made it dark for you, it is time to stand up and turn your light on so that we get this glowing light shining out. We come to this column here and we see the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles and White Eagle. And he's saying connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So we start up here and we see the 9 of Swords, and this is often about feeling anxious and stressed. It can be at night, and it can be things like nightmares or insomnia. So possibly pay attention to your dreams. You may be able to make connections within your dreams, and they may give you ideas about how to find an answer to whatever it is that's on your mind this month as you go through into May. Now, for some of you, this could be financial issues. You might be worried about income, or you might be worried about your job or career. Sometimes this 5 of Pentacles can turn up when we have a bit of a financial hiccup. So possibly an outstanding bill could turn up, or maybe there are debtors that are not paying their money that they owe you, or you might even have a hold on your wages or your salary, or perhaps you've been looking for a job and you haven't found one yet. When this card is around, it does mean things can be a bit slow, but remember what's next door. Attach that energy to any of these problems that are bothering you and see if you can harness this, cosmic energy to shift this blackness that you're holding stuff in. It's quite important to communicate if you need to, and to open more doors to let more light in. I'm getting the feeling that some of you have literally shut doors as if you haven't explored enough, or as if you shut people out or situations out, and you might have locked yourself into a corner and you're thinking, well, how do I get out of here now? So you have to open doors again. And every time a door closes, remember a new one opens. So if doors were shut on you and you're feeling like, oh, I'm stuck in a maze, when a door closes, a new one always opens. So look for the openings, It won't be dark forever. Everything changes. This one here, the White Eagle, for some of you, perhaps there's something tied up with family inheritance or money or debt or outstanding issues with family where money is pulling apart or causing friction. This could go back to things like grandparents' monies or properties or wills that haven't been settled, or someone arguing over money that they said you've got it and you haven't got it and they've got it and so on, and it's all messy. There could be a lot of things here along these lines as well for you that could be causing real upset and turmoil. There could also be support for you from family members and you haven't approached them. So if you really feel like you need some help in any area, remember going to some close family members, and they might be, aunties or uncles or grandparents or anyone that could possibly be a listening ear or may be able to support you even financially for something that you're really needing. We come to this one and we see the 10 of Swords, the Truth card, which is the Judgment card, and Freya, phases and cycles. And she says there is a beginning with every ending, which is what I was just saying. Illusions are revealed and released. So either someone has been perhaps hiding information from you or keeping you in the dark, or you've been hiding information and keeping others in the dark, stuff that you've wanted to keep secret, but something is going to change. There's a cycle coming, and there's truth being known. There is friends and things that you're letting go of. This card in particular can be around when we have a bolt out of the blue, and it can often be with things like friendships, and you feel as though you've been let down. People can actually have been talking about you behind your back, so there can sometimes be a degree of bullying or feeling like you're being pushed out of a circle of friends or a society or a club or a membership or a workplace, and it's like you're going, God, I didn't deserve any of this. You probably didn't, but sometimes it's just the way it is, and these other people have got something on their mind and they're going at it like nothing. So it can be a whole cycle of letting go of an era, and as that door closes, remember the new one opens. So I don't know how many times I've said that, and also this last card of your reading down here is telling you the very same thing. So given it's the last card, I think it is very powerful about knowing that this whole cycle of whatever it is that may have been oppressive or negative or draining or tiresome or painful is moving out, and you're ebbing into something new. So if we look at it from that perspective, it's all positive. This one here, the Judgment card, can often be about finding that we are changing ourselves and our belief systems are changing, our integrity values are changing. The people who were our friends may not be any longer. We're not aligned the same way. We're not interested in the same things. This can be things like leaving your job or your career behind, moving out of an area you've lived in for years and years because it no longer suits you and you want to move into the country or move into the city or move overseas. This can be about relationships such as close romantic ones. You want to move away from them. You have a belief with your family followings and you're no longer following that path. Some of you may get a sudden epiphany and decide to become more spiritually inclined or follow a different religious paradigm. There's a whole heap of things here that have reference in the Truth card. Again, it is a little bit about bringing more balance back into your life, and we've seen that twice. We've seen two sets of scales in the reading, this one here and the card up in the top left, the Justice card, holding the scales as well. So there's plenty of things to think about for you guys, but more than anything, it's about letting go of stuff that has either been causing ill health, either emotionally or physically or mentally or spiritually, letting go of it, releasing it, absolutely releasing it, but standing your ground and regaining some self-worth or some re-empowering yourself with strength and knowing that you are moving into something probably really exciting as the rest of the months of the year come about. Because this one here is really just the beginning of moving into May, June and July. So I would have to say you probably have the biggest reading of the 12 that I have done, and yours is the last one for the month. There is an awful lot going on in here, and I'm sure that if each and every one of you focus on which card or message you're most attracted to and then meditate a little bit with it, it might give you some insight into how to deal with certain situations that you would like to have moved on or freed up or, let go of. This one can also literally mean that you have back problems. I've often seen this card come out when people have needing to go to a physiotherapist or a back massage person or a Reiki healer can be very good for relieving any tension, pain or anxiety. It can also even go up into the neck and the headache pain as well. And for some of you, when this card comes out, it can mean that there is someone older in your life who might be a friend or, I'd say, a grandparent or a great-grandparent or something like that, who may be starting a phase of showing deteriorating health, and it might be the beginning of an end of a life phase for them.